And we welcome you to another edition of This Is Wrestling. It is Lee Versage along with one and only Z Gibbon. Hornsey, Zachary, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good, Mr. Versage. It's a new look for This Is Wrestling. We got our new logo that's up now and got a lot of positive feedback about that. A lot of people love the look. It's funny, the old look that we've had it now for, it's crazy to think, but over 6 years.
It's
and that
wild.
wasn't even supposed to be the permanent logo. Like, that was supposed to be like a temporary one until when we were over at the Red brand.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, we'll create a logo for you. We'll get a new logo. That way it's in synergy with everybody else at TSN." And they never went ahead and created that logo.
Can you believe that? They didn't take it serious enough to come up with a logo. Although we probably could have changed it along the way, and we just never did. And then the fact that it's like 6 years old is wild.
Crazy.
Like, I remember sitting in a basement that wasn't even my own thinking, oh, okay, well, I just got to go in the other room and interview Nick Aldis. And like, that seems so long ago.
Right? It's crazy. It's crazy who we've had on the show when we were on the Red brand days, the TSN days. Lance Storm as well was another one that we had. And I remember I tried to get Bret Hart so badly. I was trying to get Bret so badly because it was part of a whole press tour with the Quarter Gas Animated. Yeah. And Bret was also a guest on that episode.
Well, now we can just get the guy who does the YouTube, the Instagram parodies.
Oh, yes, that guy's incredible.
He's incredible.
Yes.
He sounds so much like Bret Hart. And it always ends up about Bill Goldberg at the end.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
So good.
We'll let you hear some of that. But yeah, we got a new look. We got a new, like, we've been saying this for a while, but this is the first time where I feel like when we say that new things are coming, they're coming quickly now. Oh, yes. And like, it's not hope, it's just when, because we're halfway there living on a prayer. You know what I mean? Like, but we are more than halfway there. And, you know, hopefully some really exciting things to come for not only This Is Wrestling, but what it's going to be attached to. And, you know, for the sports fan in Ottawa and Ontario and really in Canada and all over the world, we're going to bring some different things. But the This Is Wrestling crowd, I know, are going, like, the most loyal bunch ever, and we're going to expand our coverage, and we're going to get, you know, kind of bigger and better in the wrestling world. And so the fact that people have hung on this long with us has been amazing, and they are the ones that are going to be rewarded, hopefully, in the next little while. Because Zach, if you sort of get in there from the beginning and, you know, you wait your turn and you get in on the ground floor, like, this is kind of a ground floor business that we are starting. The wrestling fan, you know, gets in on the ground floor, and, you know, they've been very patient with us, and they've come along for the ride, and they're going to get rewarded. It kind of reminds me of a guy that kind of got crapped on and crapped on and crapped on and crapped on, and the embarrassment tour, the embarrassment tour, the embarrassment tour. But sometimes when you hold on and you decide that you're going to stick with it until the end, guess what, Zach? Not only are the This Is Wrestling fans going to be rewarded for all of their hard work, suffering, listening to guys like you and me wax on day after day after day, but they stuck with it because they saw the bigger plan. They know that now they're going to be a part of something really special. They're going to rise to the very top of the wrestling fan world, just like Drew McIntyre, baby. New WWE champion, my guy, the guy I said was going to be there. I mean, through thick and thin, I am a Drew McIntyre guy. Zach, it's never going to change. It's just always going to be the same. You're always going to find a new way. You're embarrassed. No. Drew, 3 stages of Hell McIntyre is your new WWE champion. Oh, I'm jacked up.
Yeah. Well, when you were talking about embarrassment tours and overcoming, it's like, I don't remember CM Punk being able to overcome his embarrassment tour.
Well, there's been a few. Sort of had to pick which embarrassment tour we were going to jump on today. But the embarrassment tour of the 2 guys that honestly have taken probably the most crap, and the guys who have been embarrassed are now your world champions on each brand.
How about that?
Patience is key. Just like you've had with me for 6 years. Patience, patience. So they pull the trigger on SmackDown. Drew McIntyre wins 3 stages of Hell over Cody Rhodes and is your new WWE champion. First of all, what do you make of the decision to finally pull the trigger on Drew McIntyre?
I was a little surprised. I'm not going to lie. I was surprised they went forward with it.
I wasn't. But go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
I mean, you've been saying it for years, lady.
Right.
Like I had history on my side. I had 4 years of watching him lose in every single way possible in every place. So be like, well, what's going to change? Oh, it's in Berlin or it's in Germany. Like, if he couldn't win it in Scotland, he was not going to win it anywhere else.
Did you not know they were going to Scotland right after? Did you not know?
I did not know they were going to Scotland.
He was going to Glasgow to be the new champion. Come on, Zach. I mean, who cares about that? You had 100% history on your side, like all the stats and all the proper ways to think about it. Who cares about that?
Yeah, I like what you're mentioning, living on a prayer. Just holding on to that little bit of hope, and then Drew McIntyre finally able to overcome 3 stages of Hell. I do enjoy that in the 3 stages of Hell, the first stage of Hell in the WWE is a regular professional wrestling match. Like, that's hilarious to me. like I know they've done it before, like in 3 stages of Hell. They've shockingly done it a number of times, but it is just especially funny. Like, we're really going to put you through hell. You're going to get stuck in this hammerlock for 5 minutes and there's no escape. God, wow. All right. Like, you're not at least going to change it up and maybe do like last man standing to start and then the steel cage after. But I was surprised. I watched the match. I thought it was all right. I wasn't completely blown away by the match or anything like that, but I thought it was all right match. I hated the finish
I would agree with you, not to cut you off, but I would agree with you on. So I'm pumped up, and I want to hear, like, we'll talk about the finish.
Yeah,
I'm pumped up about all of it. It was a little bit, I would call it dry. With first of all, it happening on SmackDown instead of somewhere else, and then second of all, I felt like I love the decision. It just it was flat. And then the finish, probably especially. So I know you want to talk about the finish here. What'd you think of Jacob Fatu coming in and being really the reason for both guys why Cody Rhodes lost?
Man, you want to talk about just overthinking a finish just so you can get the pop. So first of all, we already did this kind of finish at the last PLE at Survivor Series, where a mystery man comes in and attacks a person in the cage, except this time, instead of the mystery person being inside the structure itself, that's supposed to keep people out, by the way. It keeps people in the structure. It's now he comes to the outside and he faces off against Drew McIntyre at the cage just as he's leaving. So, of course, Drew McIntyre, just stops. Like, he's going to win the title. He just stops and looks at this guy, face to face. And then Fatu unmasks, right? And they're like, oh, it's Jacob Fatu. He's back. And, I'm happy he's back. I'm glad that they connected it together with Drew McIntyre. Remember that story back in, I think it was November. So I like that in terms of connecting it all back together. I'm not going to beat the dead horse here in terms of steel cage, supposed to be keeping people out. And yet we get another run in this company. And so in the finish, because God forbid we just have somebody win definitively in the WWE and be like, wow, this guy won definitively. It has to be a moment. Like you and I, we took in a moment at the 3 stages of hell. Like each stage was a moment at a time, right?
I'm not
that
sure we
were locked
did.
in.
I'm not sure that I felt the same. And look, we'll talk about the finish here and sort of in a vacuum, but to your point, it's literally embarrassing. And I will say for all companies.
Oh, AEW's not innocent in this either.
No, for all companies, when is the last steel cage match? Because the first one that comes to mind is Ospreay and Fletcher. When is the last steel cage match that didn't have outside interference for like a major, like AEW changes their heavyweight championship with interference in a cage match?
Yep.
WWE changes their world title with interference in a cage match. And it's just every single cage match there's always outside interference, which is the complete opposite of what the steel cage is supposed to do. When there's a steel cage match on, I now expect there to be interference.
Yep.
Which is mind-boggling to have that stipulation to build people up to, well, we need to lock these guys in a cage because we want to have a definitive winner and we don't want outside interference anymore. And then there always is. And honestly, could we get rid of the masked man that comes down, whether it's Austin Theory or Jacob Fatu? I guess Hook wasn't masked, but honestly, what are we doing?
If only there were like people like that would help consult on the matches to make sure that stuff like that gets hashed out, like an agent of some sort. Like you put them on the road and they can agent these matches, and then they could like break it down and be like, okay, we've done this multiple times. Maybe we should, I don't know, be creative and change it up, right? Like a road agent. That's what I'm thinking. And you know what? We need like 15 of them. We need 15 of these road agents, because why mess up a good thing and have multiple perspectives and they're all the exact same, where it's like, well, we need a steel cage. It'd be one thing if it was a consecutive string of steel cage matches where it was clean finishes, it was a clean match, whatever. And then you have the one run in every 2 years or whatever, right? Because then that would actually like, you would get invested in that moment, right? You're like, oh my gosh, like this guy, he got into the cage, and like, this is supposed to be like, it also puts over the steel cage, the sanctity of the steel cage, what have you. So all that to say, of course we had a run in the steel cage match, because at that point when I saw it, I was like, all right, well, and someone's running in.
Why put Jacob Fatu in a mask? Like, what was the mask for? Like,
for the moment, for the pop.
What if Jacob Fatu just came down and stared at Drew McIntyre and beat him up and beat Cody Rhodes up? Like, you just did the masked thing at the last big show.
Yeah. Yep.
What is the idea? Like, and look, I hate the masked man thing anyway, let alone, I don't want to say like I can understand it, because I don't, but the Austin Theory one, it's like, okay, but Jacob Fatu doesn't need a mask. He doesn't need that in his character. If he just comes out, he's an intimidating force and would move Drew McIntyre back. Why are you putting a mask on him? Anyway,
the moments. You need that camera shot of once the mask is unveiled and people go, oh my God, I can't believe the Jacob Fatu size man is Jacob Fatu.
So what if he just came out of the crowd and the camera didn't get to Jacob Fatu until he was 5 feet from the cage?
I don't know.
Well, isn't that still a pop? Isn't that still Jacob Fatu is here? Oh my God.
Yeah, but that doesn't, you have to do the unveiling pop too. We need more pops, Lee. You can't have one. You need more than one pop. Okay. You need the pop of, oh, there's a guy. and then the pop of the unveil, and then the pop of, oh, it's that guy. That's 3 pops right there. You can get.
So steel cage and masked man, check, interference, check, masked man, check. Okay, we got all of our checks now.
Yep.
Let's talk about Jacob Fatu getting in there and going after Drew McIntyre, but also going after Cody Rhodes. And that's the way that Drew McIntyre wins. What did you think of that part of it?
Thought it was kind of dorky, kind of lame. Especially with the way McIntyre won. Like, I know you're happy. Finally, it took 1,000, guesses, but you finally hit on 1,000.
Stick with it, Zach. Stick with it.
Yeah, that just you just keep on hitting on red.
I might be wrong 900. I might be wrong 999 times, but people will remember the one that I'm right. Like today with Drew McIntyre. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, and what a definitive winner. What a champion you could just rally behind with the way that he crawled underneath the ropes and got out of the cage through the door and couldn't believe. It's like, oh, I escaped. So like Jacob Fatu, his whole beef is about Drew McIntyre or Cody Rhodes, whoever attacked him, I guess. Like he's going to go after everybody, right? Like he's going to try and find out who took him out. And it doesn't matter who's in his warpath, who's in his way, he's getting it. And many people believe it's Drew McIntyre. Wow, you really showed Drew McIntyre by beating him up, but then he's able to sneak away and he's able to win the title still, so even from your interference.
But to your point, is it a bit of we're going to find out that it was actually Cody?
Maybe. That would be, you would have to explain it a bit, I guess, with the connection to Roman, if you'd like, with Jacob Fatu.
Right. That Roman's going to be the one that sent Jacob Fatu there to get the title off of Cody. Do you think that's what we're going to see? Do you think Roman and Cody are on a collision course?
Yes, I do think that. I do think Roman and Cody are in a collision course
for WrestleMania.
Yes, I think the wheels are in motion for a third match. I think you brought up a third match before, and I think I rolled my eyes and let out a sigh, and I said, "I guess," because you have to have the third match. You have to have the third in the trilogy. So I think that's where we're heading off to, especially after this. And this could be a direction where you don't need the title for Cody Roman. You really don't need the WWE title. So if you really wanted to go a different path, you could do something with Drew McIntyre afterwards. So just have him hold the belt for a little bit.
Okay. So speaking of which, let's move on. So what they're going to do, which I'm going to tell you my biggest fear, the second Drew McIntyre won and they announced what's going to happen, my biggest fear, but I'll save it for a second. So they're going to do a tournament, and the winner of the tournament, or I shouldn't say a tournament, there's going to be qualifying matches to get into a fatal four-way, and the winner of the fatal four-way is going to face Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble for the WWE title. Cody Rhodes is not in this 8-person, tournament / four-way.
Yep.
So Cody Rhodes will not be facing Drew McIntyre for the title at the Royal Rumble. So the qualifying matches to get into the fatal four-way are Randy Orton and against my man, who probably deserves to just get a straight bye to the fatal four-way, The Miz.
Yeah. You know what? Just put him in the title match straight up. I
agree. I mean, nobody has lost more matches, but deserves to be there. Like, why is The Miz in the tournament? Like,
because he's awesomely, I don't know. Like he's in
I call it a tournament. It's not a tournament. It's there's qualifying matches to get to the fatal four-way, but of the 8 people that are involved, I love it, but it's hilarious. Like, what has The Miz? He hasn't won one match he hasn't done anything to be in this tournament.
Yeah.
So then you have Matt Cardona and Trick Williams. Okay. You got a couple of
Trick is interesting. And yeah, as you mentioned, Matt Cardona, that's because they also did the tease of Matt saying, "Oh, I'm going after your title, Cody." you know, so there is that.
Like, I'm happy to be here, good friend, but I'm after the title.
The king of the indies that continued to talk about his return to WWE when he was the king of the indies. That guy, Matt Cardona.
Yeah. The same guy that Vince Russo put a title on like the day before he signed.
What a genius.
WWE.
What a genius. Bro, it's a television show, bro.
You have Damian Priest going up against Solo. And then the match I'm looking forward to the most would be Sami Zayn and Ilya Dragunov. All of those matches will happen on SmackDown this week. And then there'll be a fatal 4-way between the winners to earn the title shot at WrestleMania. So 2 things. Number 1, what's your gut instinct on who's coming out of these 8 people?
Is it WrestleMania or is it the Saudi show in Royal Rumble for the that 4-way?
Did I say WrestleMania?
You said WrestleMania. I was like,
oh God, Zach.
That seems like news to me.
No, it's like, not. It's
Matt Cardona could main event WrestleMania. Okay. Holy moly!
It's going to be the winner of that fatal 4-way, which is next week. Will take on Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble.
Okay, gotcha. Good.
Right. Thank you for correcting me.
No problem. I got a little concerned there for a moment.
Yeah. Who's we, Zach?
I think I represent the fans on this one.
No, I'm just saying there are other guys on other broadcasts that sometimes I have to correct in the middle of.
That's right. That was some classic Versage as I witnessed in real time.
But, well, let's have a anyway. We'll get back to that, but let's have a real discussion. If somebody is saying we about a team that they cover, and you've told them not to say it, and they're. I'm not saying anyone's doing it on purpose. The whole idea is like, I don't know how to correct that other than to stop them in their tracks every time and make them realize, because they probably just don't realize. It comes across a little, you have to have a discussion with that person about don't take it personally, but we got to get this corrected. You can't just continue to say we.
I learned it the hard way through 6-7 years of This Is Wrestling, you know?
Right.
So,
and we're on, and we're finally getting somewhere with you. So like, well, you understand that we're starting from
progress,
the bottom,
you know?
So at the Royal Rumble, who's coming out of these 8 to be at the Royal Rumble?
I feel like it's Sami Zayn, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel right for it to be Sami Zayn to come out of this and then him challenging for the belt in Saudi Arabia?
I would agree. I think he's never beaten Drew McIntyre, right? So there's the storyline from within that is he finally going to be able to beat Drew McIntyre when he's never beaten Drew McIntyre. He's obviously, with some of the ties, he's very over in Saudi, and he's an easy baby face to cheer for, which actually puts Drew in a stronger heel position, because Sami is really the ultimate baby face, right? Like, he's just so easy for the crowd to cheer for and get behind, and the underdog, can he finally get there and tell his story and all of that stuff? I don't really feel that connection with anybody else. Like, you got the youngster and Trick Williams, but he's not even a baby face. He's already cheating on SmackDown. There's nobody else really. Like, I couldn't even imagine, and I say this with all due respect, I couldn't imagine a Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre title
That'd
match.
Be a different kind of 3 stages of hell.
I can't imagine Solo being in that spot.
No.
I just don't think Dragunov has enough behind him to be, thrust into that spot on a like, I know he's capable. I just don't know that the fans want him there.
Agreed.
Like they want Sami Zayn there. So yeah, I completely feel like, and I would be into that. Like, Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre for the WWE title at Royal Rumble feels like a match I want to see. I mean, other than The Miz, I think Sami's number 1.
So of course you put the Miz in there. We hurt people, Lee. Like that's your thing now. Like you're gonna throw that in whenever you can.
I come to play, Zach. I come to play.
Oh, man.
How about the former champion Damian Priest? That doesn't really get any love. People don't really care.
No. I think people have forgotten that he was a former world heavyweight champion. Like I had to be reminded of that. I was like, oh yeah, and I covered it in real time. Like I talked about it in real time, and I still have forgotten. Oh yeah, it wasn't like the undisputed WWE championship. It's the fake world title in the world heavyweight championship that CM Punk cried that he achieved. It was something he had been looking forward to all his life. The title that was created 2 years ago. So I'm sorry if I was not able to remember the world heavyweight championship. So,
but with Damian Priest, maybe just because it was longer, but I have many more memories of him being Senior Money in the Bank than I do him being the champion.
Like, true. Yeah. I remember him cashing in on Drew McIntyre because it was another one of the, like, even when they just gave McIntyre a glimmer, like a glimmer, and he got the crowding moment, it still was taken away from him.
Yeah. Well, they did.
So I remember that one.
They did it with McIntyre, and they're like, you know what? This is a good idea. Like the mask guy. We'll just do it like 3 times in a row. And then they did it the exact same thing to Punk.
Yeah. Yes. So
right after they did it with McIntyre.
They love the mask man idea, don't they? They love that.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? We're putting him in a mask.
We'll give them 5 minutes as champion, and then we'll take it away. It'll be great.
Yeah. Talk about heat, brother. Like this is heat. You know.
So the second part of that is when Drew McIntyre won and they announced this, I still don't have the word to properly call it, the series of matches into the Fatal 4-Way to get the shot at the Royal Rumble. My immediate instinct was, is Cody Rhodes going to win the Royal Rumble? Really? Like, really? So I'll ask you, is Cody Rhodes going to win the Royal Rumble?
I still think no, but now that you've thrown it out there, I am intrigued about it.
Are you?
I am musing about it. Like I am thinking about it, just like, yeah, you know what? That would make sense. Like you would have, how many times has he won the Rumble? Twice?
I believe.
At least once. At least once. So he would tie Steve Austin, wouldn't he? If he won again for his third?
Yeah, I'm just looking up officially how many times he's won it. But didn't he have to win it again to get the second shot?
Right. Well, and then there was the one where when The Rock showed up and took away and still love that segment because it was so bad.
So he won in 23 and in 24. That's what I thought.
So this would be his third if he won it. He gave up the Royal Rumble opportunity to The Rock. It's just was still awesome. For a brief moment, I was like, oh my God, I was right in that. But then, of course, the fans resented that. Shockingly, the fans resented that. And they changed course on that. But so I would be intrigued about that just for number one, content's sake on the podcast. But number two, it would make sense if the thing that WWE loves to do is when they have a guy and they know is a star and they want to establish himself as one of the biggest stars to ever grace the company, they go all in and making sure that guy is like a pillar. Like Roman Reigns, they gave him that lengthy title reign so long, time after time after time. It's like he's going to hold on to that belt for years. In Cody now, he's got 2 Royal Rumble wins in the last 5 years. Like he could probably win another one. So they go all in and making sure that if they establish a guy, they go all the way and make sure. Like John Cena recently, they're like, he's the greatest of all time. He's the GOAT. Whenever he ran out, he was the GOAT. So I wouldn't rule it out if they wanted to go back and change course and have it be Cody's path to go back to the title. But even then, I'm all that to say, I don't think Cody's winning the Rumble. Although it would be just kind of hilarious in the end if he just wins the Rumble.
I'm trying to think of, there's a lot of there's a lot to this because who's going to be the champions? And if you think that they're not going to be in it, so Drew McIntyre and CM Punk aren't going to be in the Royal Rumble, and we're going to get somebody that is going to challenge. We're also going to get some other storylines coming out of it. To me, before all of this happened, there was no other answer that should have been, and I don't think he's going to win. So I want to make this clear. I don't think he's going to win.
Yeah.
But to me, there's no other answer as to who should win other than Gunther. Like, the guy who just retired John Cena and retired Goldberg and is like, if you are going to rocket this guy to the moon, then rocket him to the moon. Don't stop with the John Cena and then involve him in some stupid feud that's not really gonna matter.
And have all the people in the locker room be mad at him for winning his professional wrestling match.
Right.
How dare you win your match that you won cleanly?
Can't believe you're bragging about it too.
Wow. How dare you brag about winning your professional wrestling match fair and square? How dare you? It's starting to make those run-ins make a little bit more sense now that I say it out loud, that why they do them.
Right. So I always thought that Roman Reigns was going to win the Royal Rumble. I still think that Roman Reigns is going to win the Royal Rumble. Does it come down to him and Cody? Are they going to go with somebody else and set Roman and Cody up because they don't need a title? I still think. All right, so let me throw this at you. If Sami Zayn loses to Drew McIntyre and then comes into the Royal Rumble because he wants his revenge and wins the Royal Rumble in Saudi to get his title match, to get the return match against Drew, to set up Sami and Drew at WrestleMania and have the crowd go home pretty happy with the winner of the Royal Rumble, would that interest you at all?
It would. It would have. There would be some interest there for sure.
Is it too much Sami Zayn on one card?
I guess it would have to be if you view that as a bad thing. If too much Sami Zayn is a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Not for me, it's not.
It's not for me.
But because then you'd have like literally the likes of, I'm going to assume, Gunther, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, and they're all going to lose. Now, if they get out of this and set programs up with each other, I guess. So I'll have you evaluate right now. Roman Reigns. I'll throw Cody Rhodes, Gunther. Trying to think who else. Do they have Braun Breaker respond after losing to CM Punk to win the Rumble? What about Seth Rollins if he's returning and going to get back to the top of the division and the world title picture? Can he win the Royal Rumble?
You want me to rank them in terms of probability?
Okay, so I'm going to give you. Yep. I'm just doing this on the fly. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Brock Lesnar, Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins. That's 7 people. I did see a couple of reports in the last couple of weeks that I just even shudder to think. But I did see a couple of reports that it is not going to be long until we see LA Knight back in our picture. And there was word that they were going to put him up. He's in for a major push.
Oh, yes. I love those reports, Lee. I love the WWE's very high on this person report.
If LA Knight wins the Royal Rumble,
yeah,
I might be out. Like, yeah, I might be out. Like, I just don't know that I could watch 3 months of a lead up to LA Knight in a world title scenario like that.
Think of the promos, Lee.
No, I'm already thinking of the promos, Zach. That's what
try to think of the matches. It's very hard, but try to think of the matches. Yeah, I do love those reports. I love when those reports come out. It's like, oh, such and such, WWE is very high on such and such, and then you never hear about them in like a final push or anything like that, because they always send them out because they sense the waters are turning a little bit. It's like, oh, I'm losing faith in this guy. Like, why are they? No, we're very high on him. Let everybody know we're very high on him. We're not going to push him. Oh God, no, let's not go crazy. But we really like him. You know, he's very good backstage and blah blah blah.
Right.
It's my favorite report because it means absolutely sweet bleep ball.
Okay.
You know,
good.
Like, it's
that
like
makes
the
me
San
happy.
Francisco 49ers come out there. It's like, oh yeah, we're really high on Christian McCaffrey. We really like him. Like, we'll continue to use him. You know, we're very high on Brock Purdy. We really like using him. He'll still be part of the offense. Still very big fans. Like, of course they're going to be featured on TV. That's not the point. Like,
right.
So I love those reports. And number 2, LA Knights. Like, I if he wins, like, just shut the company down at that point. Like, what are you doing? You know, he's not a world title challenger. I'm sorry.
We're going to just take this 3 minutes of audio when he wins and just plaster it all over everywhere.
Look, I'm not going to say he has a 0% chance. I learned that last year with Jey Uso, and boy, did that come back to bite me. So I'm going to say he has a 1% chance just to cover my tracks. I'll also say Jey Uso has a 1% chance just to really cover my tracks here. So,
okay.
You know,
Good.
Very few people I can think of that have a 0% chance. Like, I'll say Akira Tozawa has a 0% chance of winning the Royal Rumble. So
hopefully we'll find someone between now and the 31st that you can say 0 and then they'll win.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Okay. So let's rank them. There's a lot that I gave you. I gave you Reigns, Rhodes, Gunther, Brock, Sammy, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker.
Yep.
7 guys.
I say, for the longest time, I was saying Braun Breaker was my favorite, because I think it would just make more sense for him to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship, and it's part of his elevation. And you know me, I've been somebody that's been banging the desk, and I know the match he had with Punk wasn't exactly the greatest match in the world, but I still think you got to push that guy. He's just been so featured prominently. So I'm still going to put Braun Breaker at 1, but I'll put Roman at 2. Yeah, I still feel confident about that. I know. I'm only saying that because Roman Reigns is 2, but like, I don't think, like, Roman at 2, Cody at 3, like a 2-3 sort of scenario. Cause I could totally see them just going back with one of their top stars just to challenge for the top belt. And you have the Rumble being like the guy wants to challenge after the top championship in all wrestling, which is unfortunately not the World Heavyweight Championship that was created 2 years ago that CM Punk cried about. So I'm going to say it's a Cody, Roman 2 and 3.
Okay.
I'm going to say 4, I'm going to say Gunther. I don't think Brock's winning. Brock's pretty low. I don't think Brock's at that stage of his career where he needs like a Rumble win to like get himself into the title picture.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Brock has already won a Royal Rumble. It's not like he needs to get that check mark off of his resume. So I'm going to put Brock at like a 6 spot. Seth is 7 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see it. And then what was the other one there? I think I mentioned Gunther, Cody, Roman. No, I think I got everybody.
No, that was it.
Yep, I think I got everybody. So
did you rank Sammy?
Oh, Sammy. Yeah, I've got Sammy ahead of Brock and ahead of Seth, but not by much. Only because I am anticipating, which will probably backfire on me, as most of my predictions usually go. but I'm banking on Sammy doing something after the Rumble that even if he loses, he'll still be somebody that's in the mix. You know what I mean? So, and I think he's got a stronger chance to be in the mix. Plus, as you mentioned, Saudi Arabia, if you're going to have a Royal Rumble win for Sami Zayn, that would be the time. So I would put him at 5 ahead of those guys. So I don't think Brock or Seth are going to be in the title picture come Mania time.
I'm actually going to put Sammy a lot higher.
Okay.
And the reason is because I kind of think Roman now and Cody are going to cancel each other out, and they're going to find a way to go after each other. Does Roman get a belt back? I got Roman at 1.
Yep.
I still think Roman Reigns has the best chance of winning, but I'm going to put Sammy 2.
Okay, wow.
I am going to put him right in the, he's going to lose to Drew McIntyre. He's going to find his way into that Rumble, and he will be the biggest underdog ever. And he will go through a big decision on whether to, challenge Drew or get in for the World Heavyweight Championship. And he'll ultimately choose Drew McIntyre for that. And then the emphasis can go onto your fake 2-year title and make that the title that everybody's going to go to. Like if Roman wins, I would expect him to challenge Punk for that title. And CM Punk and Roman Reigns as the main event of one of the nights for the World Heavyweight Championship, to me is, it's right there. And still, if Roman Reigns wins, he picks Punk. I still think Sami Zayn's going to find a way to end up fighting Drew McIntyre. And where does that leave Cody Rhodes? Where does it leave the Vision? Maybe against each other. I think we're in line for a long-term Cody Rhodes heel turn. And while I do think that there's a collision course for Cody and Roman, I think that collision course might even be a year from now with Cody as a heel and Roman as a face. Of course, that depends on whether The Rock's available for WrestleMania in Saudi in 27. And
God, I hope he shows up. I so want The Rock to show up. God, he would bring some energy into some of these builds, let me tell you. Because it would just be, you don't know what's happening. He's the disruptor, Lee. Like, you never know what's going to happen. So I totally want him to go in there.
He had a good joke.
Mainly so we could go back on TV and him yelling at Triple H to do his job. Like, that's really what I want. But I do want The Rock back on my TV so that he could do the 20-minute rambling promo about how he could change Cody's life for the better. And like,
maybe there can be a 20-minute promo on the joke that Nikki Glaser told that The Rock didn't even get, and nobody laughed at the Golden Globes, but was actually really good.
Yes,
I enjoyed it about the paper, but no one seemed to really get it.
Yeah.
By the way, Nikki Glaser is incredible at what she does.
I'm a fan.
Very, very funny.
Yes. She should do more of those award shows, like the hosting, just hosting shows like that, because she's very good at that.
Yeah, no, she's incredible at that, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think for the WWE heading into the Royal Rumble, I don't mind where they're going right now because there does seem to be some uncertainty about it. I wouldn't say the women's side is nearly as strong right now. How about the idea that AJ Styles is going to appear on that first episode of Impact on AMC?
I think it'd be more interesting if he didn't show up at Slammiversary earlier on.
Yeah.
If this was like his first appearance in TNA in like 15 years, then I'm very much going to be somebody that's tuning in to see what comes of that. I hope that at some point, if this is truly AJ Styles' last year in professional wrestling and WWE has a relationship with TNA, that I do hope at some point we get a Leon Slater versus AJ Styles match in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that much confidence in TNA because, quite frankly, the booking, like I joke about WWE's booking sometimes, but sometimes TNA, like they find different ways to amaze me on how bad their booking can be sometimes in TNA. So I'm not very encouraged on that. Having said that, I will be tuning into that first episode of Impact on AMC. We'll see how long I last through the episode. But yeah, in terms of AJ Styles, it's interesting. I think that will be, if it sets up a future match in TNA, then I'll be really locked in, because I think that would work wonders for TNA in terms of what they're doing on AMC. So I don't know if that answered your original question.
Yeah. Like, as we look at the lineup for that show, I'm interested in the show, but I'm telling you, if Mike Santana doesn't beat Frankie Kazarian for the title,
yeah,
I'm probably out.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. The only explanation I can get from Mike Santana finally getting to the top of the mountain and then losing so quickly to Frankie Kazarian was to set the matchup, because they knew they were getting to this premiere episode and they needed him to continue to chase. And it's almost like they found out about this AMC thing and they're like, oh, well, we'll just switch the title now, and then we'll have Frankie get it, or Frankie, we'll have Mike Santana get it back off of Frankie Kazarian on that, and that will really set him up.
Right.
It's like, you probably shouldn't have done it beforehand. You probably should have then just waited, but maybe you didn't know, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
But man, if that guy does not end the show as the world champion and they still want to put it on Frankie Kazarian, it's like, I just don't.
Well, TNA has a history of that, as you mentioned with Santana, but they also did that to Josh Alexander a few years ago, where finally Josh Alexander won the title. So what did they do? They immediately had Moose come in and just take the title from him. It's like, guys, like they get it. TNA has the same symptom that WWE gets caught in sometimes and AEW gets caught in sometimes, where they just chase the heat. They're like, oh, we need heat coming after this. We need to have something after this to get the fans mad so that they can like invest in. But really, just once you see it in execution, you're like, this doesn't make me want to watch more TNA. This just makes me mad at you that you just took this away. So
that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Why do you, like, that's the difference, right? Of, you think that there's heat and people are mad, so they're going to continue to tune in. But there is, of course, go away heat.
Yep.
Where it's like, I just don't want to watch your product anymore. Like, I don't have any faith in you at all. Let's shift a little bit here to AEW, just because on Dynamite, and one thing I did want to say is that
you still there?
Yep. Sorry,
okay.
That was me.
Okay.
The Collision is turning out, or making sure that it's a watchable show now, and it's actually a more necessary watch than it's been in a long time. It used to be a complete throwaway, and I think they've done a decent job at making Collision now a show that you're like, stuff happens, they have good matches, and you want to continue to watch it. So I do want to congratulate them. I think they've turned the corner when it comes to Collision. Because if I miss it, I'm always finding out, oh, okay, this happened, and I'm, going right back to the PVR and watching it. instead of, okay, I don't really need, like, nothing advanced, nothing really happened. But I would like to talk a little bit about, so in the second match on Dynamite, Jack Perry, I can't believe Jet Speed got beat up. Um, missed another match.
Ugh.
Hard to hear. I was yearning to see Jet Speed out there with Jack Perry. However,
yeah,
I have to say I was excited for the old super kick party music. And I thought the Young Bucks looked good. Like, come out. I was kind of pumped. Like, this is a team that I want to get behind as baby faces when they joined them. But then, of course, in the same match that they bring back the Young Bucks, like, the Young Bucks are now back and they're healthy and they're baby faces and they get a big pop with the super kick party music and they come out and they're with Jack Perry. And it's like, yeah, we need to do something else. We need to add like 2 new people to the Don Callis family. So we'll do that when the Young Bucks come out. That to me was way overbooking.
Yeah.
And then Andrade and what are they calling him? Jake Doyle, which is
Jake Doyle.
Jake something.
Yeah, the former Jake something.
Who looked remarkably like Mark Davis.
Yeah, the black shirt and the pants. And I will say I did love how they debuted him, because it was just he came in. It was that backstage segment with Don Callis, and Larry was like, "I've got something up my sleeve," and then he brings in something, and they're just screaming into the camera, and Callis is just smacking him across the chest.
He's just slapping him. Yeah,
like, "This is my guy. This is my guy. Yeah, this is Jake Doyle." I was like, "Yeah, I'm fired up," and they're snarling, and they're like, "We need more teams like this." Like, this is a perfect use in my mind of Mark Davis in this role. Just like, be a big dude that just snarls and like beats people up. And Jake something, let me tell you, I don't know what TNA was doing over the last couple of years, keeping this guy in some sort of cellar, keeping him on the undercard. Like, you look at that guy and you're like, why wouldn't you push that guy?
He looks like a star.
And I've seen some of his stuff in Deadlock, some of the individual matches. I'm like, this guy could go. Why are we keeping him? Like, you have a combination of a guy that's got a look and he's got a physique and he could wrestle. Like, everybody would want to push this guy. So having him come in, and I like the name Jake Doyle. It turns out it's his real name. I was like, why do they go with Doyle? I searched up. I was like, oh, it's because it's his real name. And so that makes a lot more sense. So I enjoyed how they debuted him, because it wasn't anything fancy. He was a big dude. It was just Callis smacking him and just being like, yeah, this is my guy. Let's go. Like, let's go. We need more teams like that. Just 2 big dudes that are just going to, beat people up. That's what I need. That's what I need in my pro wrestling. So I'm hopeful that it will lead to something bigger. Watch as I, put this over. They're not going to push him past the tag team level and just keep him there with Mark Davis for multiple years.
Well, years. They're going to do that at the beginning, because of course they introduced Andrade back to the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
Like moments later.
Almost the exact same way that they did it the first time before the contract stipulation came in. You're like, oh wow, I think I've seen this before. It's like,
I'm just tuned off of that guy. Like, I just don't care about him.
I honestly don't know why TK would even bother bringing him back. I really don't see the value in Andrade today, where they had to go through all this contract trouble so that they could bring him back to TV. Plus, he's been a case for you in the past. I mean, it's Andrade. Every time he's gone to a place in the last 5-10 years, like he goes a year in it, then he complains about his spot and his push. He takes to social media, and then somehow he leaves through circumstances that everybody's like, why did he leave that way? Whether it be the first time in AEW, where it sounded like he had to be negotiated to lose to Miro. By the way, Miro, now that I bring his name up, I know it's like well past what he made a comment in an interview, I think a month or 2 now, but I saw it. I have to bring it up because it's now popped in my head.
Okay.
So, this guy, Miro. I used to love this guy. I used to go on the show, Lee, and be like, oh, that's my boy, Miro. Like, I love Miro. They should continue to push this guy. Boy, have I done a 180 on him ever since he's spoken to media members or whatever. The whole thing with him, he's like, he doesn't lose. Like, he only lost to 2 people or whatever. But he did an interview. I forget who, so I apologize. But they asked him about it. It's like, what do you think about the reputation you have of not being able to lose to guys in AEW? Like, well, that's just a bunch of, nonsense. Like, you just take a look at my record. I lost to Bryan Danielson and I lost to Sammy Guevara. Like, he specifically named those 2. He's like, you just go back and look at my record. I've lost to those guys. So I have no problem losing to people. I was like, okay. So I went back into his cage match. And guess who are his only 2 losses in AEW, Lee? Bryan Danielson and Sammy Guevara. The only 2 people he lost to in his entirety of his run in All Elite Wrestling.
Really?
I'm like, buddy, you can't. Like, what are you doing, buddy? Like, so I saw that as like the nerve of this guy. He's like, I lose to people all the time. I lost to Danielson. I lost to Guevara. Yeah, the only 2 people you lost.
All the time. All the time.
All the time I lost to them. So
and imagine you losing to Bryan Danielson. Like,
oh yeah, what a big whoop. Like, yeah, I would hope you would lose to Bryan Danielson. Guevara, I'm a little bit more impressed by, but like, anyways, I brought his name up and it popped in my head. It's like, oh yeah, I remember reading that, just being like, buddy, come on. Like, do you really think I'm that much of a moron? And then he goes on Twitter. It's like, that's not true when it comes to stuff that's being reported. It's like, tell us what happened. Like, you can't just say, no, it didn't happen. And then be like, well, what happened? Well, I'm not going to tell you. Well, then I'm going to assume it's true. Like, you can't have it both ways, buddy.
Here's what the facts say. The facts say you only lost twice.
That's right.
So if that's not what happened, then tell us what happened.
What a dork that guy is. Anyway, it's such
this feels
dork
good.
behavior.
Yes, this feels good for you to say this after all this time.
I was holding it in. New year, new me, Lee. I needed to get that out. But so it's all relates back to Andrade, where it's like, it was something similar. He was part of that group of malcontents, Malcontent Black, or some people call him Malachi Black. He was somebody that was like, it's like, he had all these back problems, couldn't lay down for more than 3 seconds on the mat. Like, he something.
As you were talking about Andrade and Miro, it's the first person that comes to mind, as well as Aleister Malachi Black.
Yeah,
like the same thing.
Yeah. He loves to tell you about how deep and interesting his socks are because of the color choice that he made with his socks. There's so much imagery that he wants to convey to the audience. So
don't worry, Zach. The mixed match challenge is coming out.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It's still on.
If they actually announce it, I will watch every single episode of the mixed match challenge just to see what happens.
Okay,
like,
and I know, and I'm kind of catering right now to one individual, but I will give our super fan some credit, because the other day he mentioned that if AEW wanted to do a mixed match challenge, it would be pretty interesting.
Yep.
And I'm like, really? Like, I hadn't really thought about it. But then you're like, oh, okay. Well, you'd have Tony Storm and Juice Robinson. You'd have Mercedes Moné and Beast Mordos. You'd have Will Ospreay and Alex Windsor. You'd have Jack Perry and Anna Jay. Sammy Guevara and Tay Mello. You'd have Roderick Strong and Marina Shafir. You could bring in Joey Janela and have him be with Megan Bayne. Of course, Kyle Fletcher and Sky Blue.
Yep.
You bring back Beth and Adam Copeland.
Yep.
You got Kip Sabian and Penelope. You got Julia Hart and Lee Johnson. John Morrison, Tara Valkyrie. Like, it's pretty
there's a lot more There's a lot more couples in that company than I thought there was.
And I know they're kind of retired and gone, but you could have Cool Hand Ange and Ruby Soho.
Yep.
Like, There's a lot of couples for this mixed match challenge cup idea. Imagine you could CM Punk and AJ Lee going up against Jack Perry and Anna Jay in the finals of company versus company.
Yeah. We're going to do that. What was the old, the Lion Cage or something like that Owen Hart and Dan Severn were in?
What
was that? Do something like that, but for Perry and Punk. Because we know how well Punk will do in an MMA cage. So
there you go. Even take Jack Perry over him. I'd still be worried about Trips coming in and just him and Stephanie. And Tony Khan doesn't really have a way to get back in there. And it's like, okay. However, the point is there's a lot of couples in both the WWE and AEW that'd be pretty fun to watch. So as Dynamite went on, I thought it actually got worse as the show went on.
I wasn't feeling last week's Dynamite. I will definitely say that.
Yeah. And again, like if you're going to do the Hangman Swerve, okay, it's been going on for a bit. Like, what are you actually doing with it? That's all. Like, I don't mind it. I want to see it, but what are you doing with it? Advance it. So the one thing I did want to bring up to you though was they had a vignette that, a little bit of a, I don't call it a repackage, but like a different look for Brody King, who's making it, quite clear that he's right there in line for the shot, and he wants the shot if Bandito is able to beat MJF for the title coming up. Now, while I don't, and you probably don't believe that Bandito is going to beat MJF for the title, is this going to be a full split, like a Brody King heel turning on Bandito, maybe getting the Ring of Honor world title from him on another shot and kind of repackage him that way? Is this what's coming?
I definitely think seeds are being planted here in terms of getting it in people's minds that, hey, maybe this group is going to be, this tag team is splitting up pretty soon. So like what you said, I don't foresee Bandito winning the title over MJF. Although I thought the promo, and one of the highlights for me, the promo that MJF and Bandito did,
and Jonathan Cruz
was great. I loved it. Just MJF running him down and then Bandito saying, "I speak English," and then just beating him up was great. I thought that was some great work. And it brought some good heat into the match. That's the good kind of heat you're looking for heading into the match. So, but like what you said, I think it's kind of setting the seeds in place there for an eventual Bandito and Brody King split off, whether it be Brody King as a heel. That's probably where it would likely go anyway. So yeah, I think seeds are being planted.
They're in this kind of weird time right now, right? Well, the next show for AEW is until March.
Yeah.
It's a long time. And I know they are doing a fairly decent job of trying to promote the Dynamites as a little bit more of a, you got Maximum Carnage and Winter is coming and all the things that they describe AEW Dynamite to be, but they're definitely in a time where there's not all that much going on. I feel like I want to continue it, but I need them to bring me along a little bit more.
Yeah.
And where I felt disappointed with that was like, okay, now the Young Bucks. And to me, they're one of the best tag team in the world. And now they're back and you pump them up and literally you bring Andrade in like 7 minutes.
Yeah. I was excited too. I was thinking we were going to move forward from the Young Bucks are broke. How are they going to get their money back storyline, which lasted for way too long. And I did not care. They just kept doubling up the money. And I was like, all right, fine. 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, like make it however much you want. I don't really care. Like I don't. So I'm glad we're kind of doing a readjustment with their characters here and just kind of getting them back to where I think this is the Young Bucks that I enjoy here. So I like that. As you mentioned, though, Andrade coming in. There is a part of me that's just kind of enjoying the comedic value of just another person in the Callis family. Like, I feel like I'll walk through the doors backstage of AEW, then I'll get like a membership card to Don Callis family too, as well. And
you're overqualified right now.
Yes, I hear they offer a great benefits package. I mean, that's why everybody wants to be in.
They did 2 members in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
the other night.
You know, I like guys like a Jake something or a Jake Doyle join the Don Callis family. I think is a good thing because you get them in like a big stable right off the bat. You try and get them acclimated, and that's what AEW should continue to do. By the way, find these guys like a Jake something. As soon as Danny Luna is out there, sign Danny Luna. Like these wrestlers that can go in the ring. They don't have high TV exposure, so you can bring them in, and they could be a valuable asset to your television because they're unique to you. Not a lot of your television audience knows them, and they're good wrestlers. Speedball had that same sort of factor too.
Yep.
So Josh Alexander, like those kind of signings that AEW should continue to make instead of going to old WWE hires. I don't mind them going to old WWE hires if you have some sort of a vision for them, but hires like that I think are good. But like what you mentioned with the Don Callis family, it's getting bloated. It's getting pretty big. There's a lot of members. You and I will walk in, we'll be Don Callis family members, and we'll come up and we'll change This Is Wrestling to the Don Callis Family Podcast, and we'll get a whole bunch of sponsorship deals and all that.
So, Don Callis will chop me, and I'll kind of chop him
These
back.
These are my podcast hosts. Chop, chop, chop. This is my podcast. Chop, chop, chop.
Hey, we're there for you, Don. If you need
we'll just look into the camera. We'll just like growl, just like, yeah, we're podcast hosts. Chop, chop, chop.
Just yell, chop me, get fired up.
These are my guys. Chop, chop, chop.
Oh, so good. Okay,
I did want to mention something about Dynamite too. I know this is kind of a weird thing to end the Dynamite stuff on, but I had to mention the performance of Sky Blue and Julia Hart in that promo with Tekla on Dynamite. Do you remember that? Like,
I do.
Like, Tekla was great. Like, Tekla gets it. She's
fantastic.
Like, she's great. I really like Tekla. I'm a big fan of hers. But then they have Julia Hart and Sky Blue, who are not the greatest reader of lines in the world, especially Sky Blue. And so they're going in, they're sharing the cameras like, we are the purveyor of darkness that's inside your mind. Like, ooh.
Well, that
wow.
Me, that wow. Really hit home. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the purveyor of darkness inside your mind, and said it just so straight, like no spookiness to it whatsoever. It was very wooden.
Yeah. Before we go, I do want to switch gears a little bit. You probably drove through some more snow and called a wrestling event again, like you usually do, middle of January. No problem. Snowstorm. But a little bit of some news at the end of Remix Wrestling.
That's right. Not Remix, though.
Acclaim Pro Wrestling. Acclaim. I apologize. The Dom Polsky Hall, and you were over there covering the event. Looked like a really good crowd.
Yep, sold out crowd to start off the year, which was great. And I got a new commentary position while I was there. If you go to the Dom Polsky Hall, there's like usually a booth that's overhead that controls all the electronics. I guess they changed some stuff around. They said that we're not allowed in there anymore. So I'm now moved off to the side. I am on the stage. You can see me on the stage off to the side calling the matches. So
we look over. You're a big deal over there on the stage. Okay, good.
I'm trying to like stay away and let the wrestlers do their thing. It was really cool because that's the first time I've called a Royal Rumble style match. Mm-hmm. That was the main event, our Acclaim Rumble. Instead of 30 entrants, it's 20. But the winner of that gets a future shot at the Acclaim Championship. Earlier on in the show, there was a 6-way scramble to determine who would be the 20th entrant in the Rumble. And that ended up being a wrestler by the name of Kingsley. And if for the people that go to the local shows, and Kingsley's coming from Australia, she's been in Canada now a few months. She sings her entrance song to the ring. And let me tell you, Lee, it is still stuck in my head. I can't get it out of my head.
Well,
it is very, very catchy. No, I'll just play it at the end of the episode here, and you can hear.
Okay.
I cannot do it justice in terms of her theme song, but once you hear it, it's like I'm still thinking about the song as it's playing. So I heard it twice, of course, throughout the course of the show.
Mm-hmm.
She wins it, but she wins the for the 20th entrant, but she gets immediately eliminated by James Stone at the end. But what you're kind of alluding to is, so Chris Starra is the winner of the Acclaim Rumble and will challenge Junior Benito, who is the Acclaim champion, at a future event. And so Junior walks out. He's got the belt. He's clapping, saying, good job. Congratulations. I'm calling it with the Acclaim provincial champion, Ray St. Jean. And in the ring, and looks at Chris Starr, says, you know what, go up to the top rope. Go up to the top rope. This is your moment. Looks to the back. Don't play my music. Play her music. You know, this is her moment. She wanted to, you know, go confront and say 1-on-1. Let's have a good match out there. Chris Starr comes up, starts celebrating, and then Junior Benito takes the title belt and hits Chris Starr and lays out Chris Starr in the middle of the ring. And Lee, my God, the reaction of the crowd, the reaction at the commentary table. I let out a piercing what from the commentary booth, and everyone was in shock. The surrender cobras were in full effect at Acclaim Pro Wrestling. And I never thought I would see it, Lee. I truly didn't think I would see it. Junior Benito turned heel. He turned his back on the fans at Acclaim Pro Wrestling. He turned his back on Chris Starr, who in the promotion, they teamed up to take on Harlan Abbott and Katrina Creed and to stop that force. Those were the Acclaim champion and the Acclaim Women's champion. Katrina Creed is still the Acclaim Women's champion, but they teamed up, and then Abbott went after Chris Starr, and Junior Benito defended Chris Starr. But now Benito just took out Chris Starr. I couldn't believe it, Lee. I was in shock. He walked up to the stage, and I was looking at yelling. I was like, what the hell was that, man? What are you doing? He wouldn't talk to me. I didn't see him after the show. Like, he was nowhere to be found. He just left. I never thought I would see the day, Lee, where Junior Benito would turn his back on the fans in a manner like he did. I hope he's able to explain himself at the next show, Friday, February 6th, for Friday Night Fever. I hope he's able to explain that and go in depth.
Finally, Junior Benito has listened to me.
Just say.
And has listened to the right people to get his career in a better spot going forward. Finally, Junior Benito has seen the light.
Has he been talking to you, Lee? Is that what it is?
To be able to do the right thing and make sure that Junior takes care of Junior before other people were going to take care of him. You know what? I'm going to stand up. I'm going to give him a standing ovation right now. Junior, way to go. My man.
Yeah.
That,
couldn't believe it.
I have had a couple of personal conversations with Junior, and I would say I'm sure he's getting some other great advice, but none greater than mine. So while he might have consulted many others on this decision, he knew in his heart Lee was right.
Oh, unbelievable.
What's unbelievable is it took him this long, and pandering to those people time after time after time, realizing it's getting him nowhere.
Oh.
And McRae was
I don't know why. I mean, he's the Acclaim champion.
No, McRae was going to do this to him. It's Zach. I know exactly why. And that's why I'm consulting with him is that, yes, if you're the champion, you think that you just like rest on your laurels, or are you understanding that it's your time to go forward? It's your time to get better. It's your time to put yourself first and not let everybody else come to you. You dictate things because you're the champion. You know what? I'm tearing up a little bit here.
Give me a break.
I'm proud of Junior.
Oh,
the son I never had.
You sound like Ray St. Jean at commentary. You just he was so against Junior Benito on the booth, like our acclaimed provincial champion is like, get this guy out of here. And then he turns heels like, yes, this is what you should be doing. I couldn't believe that's like Ray will stoop to lows, but I couldn't believe he would stoop to that low.
We've had to put, as like people that have some influence, we had to put Ray with you to smarten you up. I had to put some smart people in the commentary booth.
Well, you'll enjoy the what Ray is doing then at Acclaim. He's doing the Workhorse Challenge, where he's defending the provincial championship. But all of his opponents have been guys who have just entered into the wrestling business. I mean, just having their first couple of matches and beating them, and then going out there and claiming he's put in the hard work. He's a workhorse out there and just wiping his hands.
What that guy's doing is giving people opportunities. Imagine the lack of prep that Ray would have for those quality opponents, and he's still finding a way through those. That's amazing.
He's going out there talking about scouring the locker rooms, looking high and low for the best talent to challenge for the provincial championship.
I mean,
but I say, why aren't you going after? I mean, you screwed Cecil Nix out of the title. Like you blindsided him. You were able to cash in your title opportunity and take the title from him. Like, why not defend the title against Cecil Nix is what I say. But
why would you defend the title against people that you could easily scout and easily just beat again, when these new up and coming wrestlers who you're just as much of a disadvantage as they are, because you don't have any tape on them. You can't scout them.
Oh. I figured you'd be on the side of one Ray St. Jean.
Well, I mean, I could be happy-go-lucky Nick's over there. Like, come on.
The opponent he took on, by the way, Ray St. Jean, was Jumpin' Jay Stevens. And I will not lie, Lee, the amount of times I caught myself saying Jumping Jeff Farmer when I was calling the match. No, Jumpin' Jay Stevens. But one of the newer wrestlers that's out there. And again, like you mentioned, he is facing off against some of the newer talents. I do think there's a reason why he's going after the newer talents for the Acclaim Provincial Championship, as opposed to your James Stones or your Cecil Nixes or those sort of guys. But he has been putting in the Workhorse Challenge and beating these guys. The Immaculate Ray St. Jean, I should mention. So.
The Immaculate. Yep. So where does that leave Junior in other promotions?
That's going to be interesting, right? Because the first C4 show of the year is coming up. I believe it's January 30th. I unfortunately will not be able to go to that show. We'll see what happens afterwards.
And he's got Bear Bronson and it's a triple threat with Bear Bronson and some
I don't have the full card on me. Tanner is screaming at us right now as he's listening.
No, I know it's a three-way, and both guys are quite sort of big, stocky guys. That I was like, oh man, he's gonna have a difficult time with both of these guys. And I'm just forgetting the other, because I know Bear Bronson's in the match.
Yep, and recently signed with TNA, I believe. So I know he's been on their programming, so that's a good signing from TNA.
I think so too. Like all of a sudden, Bear Bronson's like really doing a good job at making his way around, and all of a sudden now he's in a title match. So
yeah, when I heard him talk after he got let go, and just the way that he spoke and the way the mentality that he had, I was like, oh, that's a guy that wants to go out there and prove it to people, because he got into, his tag team partner in Bear Country, obviously got into that spiel on the outside of the ring. He gets caught kind of caught alone. And so being able to go out there and work solo and prove himself as a singles competitor, I've been really impressed with the way that Bear Bronson has been able to establish himself on the independents. Has paid off with him going to TNA and getting back on television as a singles star.
Yeah, it's Josh Bishop.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
so. Yeah. Josh Bishop and Bear Bronson and Junior Benito in the three-way for the championship.
Wow,
he's got a couple of monsters in there with him.
Yeah, he does. That's not gonna be an easy task for sure.
Be interesting to see at the big chill on January the 30th, how that all works out, the day before the Royal Rumble. All right, now you and I have we got some fun stuff coming out too. Not that this isn't fun, but there'll be some other fun stuff coming out as well. And we're going to be doing a lot more of that kind of thing. And as the month of January goes on, like a lot of it kind of points towards the end. We got the Royal Rumble on the 31st. We got the C4 show on the 30th, and there'll be a bunch of talk about, especially the Rumble, kind of leading up to how they're going to do it with an early start time for those of us here that live in North America during that day. Yeah. But this has been fun. Always good to catch up.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's always fun, and glad we really touched on a lot there, not only just with the national wrestling scene, international wrestling scene, but also here locally. It's great to be able to kind of touch on all points in the professional wrestling industry today.
Yeah, no question. And just super happy that Junior's finally seen the light. That makes me my heart warm. So, all right, well, we'll talk to you soon, Zach. And again, some fun shorts and some hopefully things that the listener enjoys coming out for This Is Wrestling. And we'll continue to talk about how This Is Wrestling is going to be a part of something bigger coming up soon. So for Zach McGibbon, I'm Lee Versage. Thanks for listening to This Is Wrestling.